What is up, guys? In this video we're going to be going over air shipping versus sea shipping and what you should be choosing as a beginner seller. I'm going to try to explain to you guys what option you should be going with, whether it's sea or air, and I'll be breaking down all the reasons as to why you should be going with that option. There are two main factors that you guys are going to need to know right off the bat, and these two factors are going to be what separates air shipping from sea shipping and why they are different. On one side of the spectrum, we are going to have air shipping. Now, air shipping is going to be more expensive, which you need to know, and also it is going to be faster, which is going to be what I said about time. And as you can probably guess, the opposite is going to be for sea shipping. So sea shipping is going to be slower and it's going to be cheaper. So based off these two things, you see on one side we have faster and it's more expensive, and then on the other side we have slower and cheaper. You as a seller need to figure out what is more important to you. Are you willing to wait a little bit longer and get those cheaper prices, or are you trying to get your product up and running as fast as possible and you're willing to pay a little bit more money for that speed? Now, I recommend, if you guys haven't watched my other shipping video, I'll leave a card up top, and this is going to go over all the different phrases and lingo that your supplier is going to be using with you when it comes to shipping in general. So you got to know what like EXW means, DDP, all these different terms you are going to need to know, especially when it comes to talking with your supplier back and forth, or you're going to seem uneducated on the topic and then they're probably going to lose respect for you and then they're going to try to walk all over you. So definitely watch that video. That way you can actually know what you're saying and you can relay all this information back and forth to your supplier, and they will actually feel like they're doing business with a legitimate business and not just someone who doesn't even know what they're talking about or has no idea how international business even works. Now, speaking to all the new sellers watching this, I'm going to be telling you exactly what I would do if I was a new seller, and some exclusions apply, which I'll explain as well. So for the most part, I would say 80% of sellers, maybe 90% of new sellers should be going with the air shipping route. There are going to be multiple reasons I'm saying this, and I'm going to name a few of them right now. So for example, if you're a new seller, you are probably using product research criteria and product research strategies that a lot of other new sellers are using. So once you come across that good item that has the sales where they should be, that has the reviews where they should be, along with a lot of other factors, then you need to take action on that item as soon as possible, because you got to remember there are a lot of other people probably using these same strategies and criteria as you. So basically it's first come first serve. If you go out there and get your product and get it labeled and get it manufactured and get it shipped faster, then most likely you might be able to rank higher on the first page ahead of all the other people that may have found the product the same time as you. Now, another factor that could play a part in this is maybe you want to use air shipping because it's faster, and you also need this speed because you're testing multiple products. And if we're going to be testing the market and testing multiple product ideas, we don't want to be lagging behind with sea shipping, waiting an extra 3 weeks for a product to arrive in your country that you are selling in, because that is just going to slow the process down, and that's going to make testing the market and testing these product ideas a lot more difficult and delay the results. The last reason I wanted to share with a lot of the beginners as to why you should be using air shipping in the beginning is going to be, it may not even be cheaper for you as a beginner. So like I said, one is more expensive and one is cheaper. But as a beginner, this might not always be true, or if it is true, the differences are going to be very minimal. So I'll explain this right now. Basically, let's say we are a beginner and we only want to start off with 300 units to sell, and we want to go with sea shipping. And then we check the prices from sea shipping and air shipping, and our supplier gives us pretty much around the same price. Maybe air shipping is a little bit more costly, but it's not that big of a difference. Now, the reason for this is sea shipping are going to have flat rate fees that do not depend on the quantity of items being shipped. So if you're shipping 300 units or you're shipping 10,000 units, these flat rate fees are still going to be applied to both orders exactly at the same price. Meaning if we have a smaller order, that's not going to benefit us as much as if we have a bigger order. So the bigger the order, the more likely you're going to save money on sea shipping. So if you're starting out with a small order, which I recommend to all of you beginners, is don't buy a lot of inventory. Start with something small, at least 300, 400, 500 and below. Would not go over 500 to start. And if you don't know why, then I have plenty of other videos that will explain that. So the point is the margins between the two, if you are a beginner seller with a small shipment to start, aren't going to be very different, and it's pretty much worth it just to spend maybe that little extra amount to get the air shipping and receive your product a lot faster so you can get your listing up and running and start profiting off your product ahead of your competition. Some of you may be wondering, why would anyone go with sea shipping? Is there any benefits, or what is the reasoning behind it? And the reasoning behind it is, like I said, if you have massive amounts of product being shipped, then those flat rate fees aren't going to affect you really, and you're going to end up saving a ton of money when it comes to shipping costs. And if you're saving a lot of money due to a lower shipping cost through sea shipping, then obviously that's going to mean that your profit margins on your product are going to be much larger. So eventually I would recommend that all of you beginners go from your air shipping and then eventually move that over into sea shipping. That way you could be saving in shipping costs. I got one bonus tip for you guys, and this could potentially save you in the long run. Now, this is something I see a lot of people doing wrong, and this is going to be not timing your next shipment correctly. So I see a lot of people end up running out of inventory, and then they didn't time their next shipment, so then they go a month with no product to sell, which kills their seller rank, makes Amazon obviously not promote your listing because there's no inventory. And then if you were on the first page, now you're going to be on the 20th page because you have nothing being sold, and you basically lost every ounce of work that you put into it. So time your shipments correctly. If you have sea shipping, figure out when you're estimated to run out of product, and make sure you ordered your next shipment, whatever time it's going to take prior to actually running out of the inventory. You always want to have constant inventory. You never want to run out of product, because it's going to end up doing a lot of harmful things to your seller rank and your profit as a seller. If this helped you guys out, I want you guys to go down below, leave a like on the video. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel, and also hit the notification bell to get notified every time I upload a new video. And last but not least, go down below, comment "I subscribed," or you can comment any questions you may have for me, and I respond to every single comment. So like I said, guys, make sure you follow all the information in this video, and it's definitely stuff that you don't want to take for granted, or you could end up regretting it a lot in the long run. One more thing, we have our 500 subscriber giveaway. I'll leave a card to that video. If you're watching this very recently, then it is still time to enter it. I have a 1-week span, so I'm going to be giving away money and mentorship in my giveaway. So watch that video, check it out, and hopefully I can end up mentoring one of you or giving one of you some money. That's going to be it, guys. I will catch you guys in the next video.